Well, folks, we're starting to tread into some new territory here. Welcome back to the channel. Andrew the Collector here with a brand new type of deck. This time we are going to be dipping into Lorcana. We had a few other deck profiles for Lorcana on the channel by Brian the Darkness, but this is going to be my first take on any Lorcana deck as well as the game in general. We're going to start be doing Lorcana a little bit more frequently, along with some of the other card games with Magic and Digimon. But we feel like Lorcana might be the easiest one to try and get into because it's also one of the more cheaper card games out there to get into that we at least know of. So we're just going to go ahead and get right into it. If you guys want to know how to play the game, let us know in the comments because we can also make a tutorial video for you guys. But the game's been out for a little bit, so I don't know if that would be really beneficial. But let me know what you guys think. So we're just going to go ahead and jump right into it. If you guys didn't already guess, we're using the Broom deck, which is the Amethyst and the Steel version, which I guess is the only version for Brooms. So our first ones are going to be 4 of the 1-cost Magic Broom Emulary Keeper. This guy has actually been a staple for any decks that have been utilizing the Amethyst color, because when you play a character, you can banish him and draw a card. That's really good because like any other card game, being able to draw cards whenever you can is super beneficial. But yeah, he's a 1 cost. He's a 1/2 with a lore of 1. So yeah, really good. He's the only 1-cost Broom. The other ones are going to be, well, they're a little mixed up, sorry about that, are going to be the 4 of the 2-cost Magic Broom Bucket Brigade. It's a 2/2 with a lore count of 1. And when you play this character, you may shuffle a card from any discard into the player's deck. So a good way to utilize your resources. And next we're having 4 of the Magic Broom Aerial Cleaner. It's a 2-cost, 2/3, and a lore of 1. And during your turn, this character gains evasive, meaning that it can challenge another character that also has evasive. A good way to kind of clear out your opponent's characters that have evasive, because for those who don't know, characters with the evasive text on them cannot be challenged by other non-evasive characters. So this is a good way to get around that. And then we have, let's see, where is the other one? Oh, there he is. He was behind there. Sorry, that's my bad. So 4 Magic Broom Industrial Model. It's a 3-cost, 2 attack, 3 willpower, and I guess the attack is the willpower, and 1 lore. When you play this character, a chosen character gains resist +1 until the end of your next turn, meaning that damage is reduced by 1. Really good and really beneficial for protection against other characters that are challenging. And then 4 of the Magic Broom Lively Sweeper. It's just a 2/4 with a lure of 1. Just a really good beefy body. Because those who don't know, for a 3-cost, a 2 willpower and 4 defense is actually pretty good stats. So your opponent will have to put in a lot of resources in order to just get rid of it. And speaking of big resources, we have 4 of the Magic Broom Big Sweeper. It's a 1 attack, 5 willpower with a lore of 1. And its effect, Clean Sweep, is while this card is at a location, it gets 2 extra attack, meaning that it goes up to a 3 attack and 5 willpower for a cost of 3. That's really insane. And we'll get into locations in just a moment. Moving on, we have Magic Broom Swift Cleaner. It is a 5 cost, and it's a non-inkable, 4/4 with lure of 2. It also has Rush, meaning that it can challenge an opposing character the turn that it is played. And for those who don't know, when you play your characters, they have Summoning Sickness, so keep that in mind. when you play this character, shuffle all Broom cards in your discard into your deck. So basically, you replenish your entire deck with all the Broom characters in your discard pile, or ban zone, or whatever you like to call it. So that's why it's really good. Another uninkable is a 6-cost Magic Broom Dancing Duster. And its effect, Power Clean. When you play this character, if you have a sorcerer character, which we'll get into a moment, in play, you may exert a chosen character, and they cannot ready at the start of their next turn. So if your opponent has something that is really pesky on their board that they're about to challenge or quest with the next turn, you play this, exert them, and they won't be able to do anything with it the next turn. And now into the big beefy boy. A Magic Broom Brigade Commander. It's a 6-cost with a attack of 2 and willpower of 6. It has resist +1, and its effect, Army of Brooms, means that this character gets +2 attack for each other character named Magic Broom you have in play. Then the whole thing about this deck is to get out as many Magic Brooms as possible. So this card could easily go up to a 6, 8, or even a 10 attack character, which is absolutely insane. So yeah, he's definitely going to be your strongest Magic Broom, and he has a lore count of 2, which is also really nice. And that is it for all the Magic Brooms. We are quite literally playing every Magic Broom at the highest capacity possible. So you could add in other purple cards like the Merlin and Madame Mim packages if you want, but this is like a pure basic Magic Broom budget deck, because I basically made this deck for a total of like $40, which is absolutely crazy. Now off into the other characters, we have probably the most important one, Mickey Mouse Wayward Sorcerer. He has 2 effects. His first one is Animate Broom, which means that you pay 1 less cost for each Magic Broom character that you have. And, that's absolutely crazy, because he can basically make this a cost of nothing, have Magic Broom's Bucket Brigade only cost 1, and so on and so forth. But the real kicker is that if you have multiples of him out on the board, his effect stacks. So if you have 2 of them, it reduces the cost by 2. If you have 3 of them, it reduces the cost by 3, and so on. That's absolutely insane. And a lot of the times you are basically putting him out and not quest with him because he's just that important. Let your Magic Brooms do the work, because his other effect, Ceaseless Worker, is that whenever one of your Broom characters is banished in a challenge, you may return that character to the hand. So you basically don't lose any resources while he's out. The best course of action is to just play him and like I said, let your Brooms do the work and just keep replenishing your resources whenever your opponent tries to challenge and get rid of your Brooms. So yeah, he's absolutely crazy. And when you do try to quest with him, he has a lure count of 2. Really good. Now the other Mickey Mouses are going to be 4 Mickey Mouse Food Fight Defender. He's our other cost of 1 with a resist of 1, 1 attack and 2 willpower, and a lower cost of 1. So as a 1-drop, it's not too bad, especially with that resist. But you mainly use him to shift into Mickey Mouse Playful Sorcerer. It's a shift of 3, meaning that you can put him on any Mickey Mouse with a cost of 3 instead of his normal 5. And then he has resist 1, just like the other Mickey Mouse. And then his effect, Sweep Away, is that when you play this character, you can deal damage to a chosen character equal to the number of Broom characters that you have in play. Now, I'm going to be honest, I never really got that effect off in all the times I've been playing this deck. But, when I did utilize it, it was rather beneficial to get rid of some of your opponent's lower cost characters, and just be able to kind of deplete their resources. And he has a lore count of 2. And the second best sorcerer is going to be your Yen Sid. He's the most expensive card in your entire deck. I think he's currently sitting between $5 to $6, $7 at the moment, at least for the base rare, like I have. But yeah, every other card in this deck is going to be pennies and cents. Really, it's really a good budget deck. Now he has 2 effects. His first one is Timely Invitation. Intervention. When you play this character, if you have a character named Magic Broom in play, which most likely you will, you draw a card. You know, like I said, simple drawing is always beneficial for any card game. And his second effect, Arcane Study, is that while you have 2 or more Broom characters in play, this character gains +2 lore, putting him up to a lore count of 3, which is absolutely crazy for a 2-drop. So yeah, he's your second best sorcerer. And, you know, all these ratios are always going to be beneficial. You know, you can move them around how you wish. But definitely Yen Sid and Mickey Mouse Wayward Sorcerer are definitely going to be the most important cards in your deck. Obviously, aside from the Brooms themselves. Now, off into the support cards. I have 4 location cards, which are going to be Sorcerer's Tower. It's a cost of 3, and its willpower is 7. And its cost to put characters at this location is 2. But if you're moving a Broom character into this location, you move them over there for free. You know, if you want to move your Yen Sid or your Mickey Mouse Wayward Sorcerer or any of your Mickey Mouses, they'll cost, 2 to move them in there. And its other effect is that while a character is in here, it gains +1 lore. So basically, if you have a whole bunch of Brooms out and you put Yen Sid in here, not only is he going to get the +2 from his own effect, but he's going to get an additional one, putting him up to 4 lore, which is the highest lore count, I believe, out there. So yeah, absolutely crazy. These are the locations I was telling you about. I was back with Big Sweeper. While Big Sweeper's in here, its attack power goes up to 3. You know, really good. And the other support cards are going to be Ursula's Cauldron. It's an uninkable item, and once per turn you can tap it to look at the top 2 cards of your deck, which you don't reveal to your opponent. I learned that the hard way. And put 1 card on the top of the deck and the other card on the bottom. So basically being able to look at your resources before you get them and kind of manage them the way you want. And for the Sorcerer's Hat, which basically is that you tap this along with 1 ink to call the name, look at the top card of your deck, and if it's the correct one, you add it to your hand. If not, then it goes to then you put it at the back of the top of your deck. This is why I'm running Ursula's Cauldron, because if you use Cauldron to look at the top card of your deck, and then use Sorcerer's Hat to call the name of the card that you just did, you get another card back to your hand without having to wait to draw it. And yeah, that is it for my first ever Lorcana deck profile. If you guys enjoyed this deck profile and want to see some more, especially from Lorcana, please like, comment, subscribe, and let us know in the comments down below. And until then, hope you guys have a wonderful day, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.